spent the last 7 months forward testing and backtesting the 2022 ICT Mentorship and its fair value gap. After watching more than 40 hours of Papa ICT and logging 180 trades, I think I find my model. So let's test it. So some people were asking for live executions of my model. I wanted to keep this channel about backtesting and journaling, but I can understand some people would like to see it work in real time. This was done on demo, of course, since it was during NFP. I usually don't trade live during NFP. I just like to gather data. This allows me to convince myself that it's not useful to trade during NFP. You'll see that today I was profitable, but on the long term, this is the reason why ICT also suggests to not trade during those days, because it's much more difficult to be profitable. So here you just saw that there was a displacement of 1000. We had a break of all of those lows, and this is the reason why I took this trade. You can see here that even though the setup formed around 9:30, the execution was after 9:55. So this is why I took the trade. But you can see that it went for loss here. Something that was interesting though is you can see here right before 9:30 there was a small fair value gap with a really small displacement. And this is what worked. So if someone was trading before 9:30, he could have taken this trade and it could have been a very good trade. But since it's not part of my model, I didn't take this trade. Then a little bit after, around 10:55, you can see the time at the bottom screen, at the bottom right. I saw another setup that was coming in. So we took out the 2 days high at around 10:45, and then we saw the beginning of a displacement. So what I'm writing here is I'm writing where I need the price to go to see the displacement of 600. When it gets to this point, I'll set my order. So after taking this level out, I just set my order. Now I'm going to the daily 1 hour 15 minutes just to show you guys why I took this trade. You can see here that it was 2 days low, 2 days high, sorry, that was sticking out. And then we saw the displacement. And then I'm just waiting to see if my order gets triggered. You know, I don't like to trade setups that happen after 11 a.m., but I can let an order trigger after 11 but before 12, before lunchtime. So that's what happened here. So this was an interesting trade. The setup happened at around 10:55, but the execution was a little bit after 11. What I'm doing here is that I'm showing that on the 5 minutes you can see that the fair value gap is setting up. However, I'm only taking fair value gaps which happen on the 1 minute. But something to be aware of is that ICT suggests that as soon as you see a displacement, you go on the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 minute, and then the first time frame that you see a fair value gap, you stop there. So this is something I'm personally doing, but you should check ICT's video to understand what I'm seeing here. And then my order got triggered, and then you can see the trade developing. However, because it was past 11, you can see that the time was, it was pretty slow. So that's why I'm writing here. I said that because of my computer doesn't have a lot of memory right now, because of all the videos I'm doing, I was going to stop the screen recording and then come back a little bit after. And then when I came back at around 12:34, you can see the time at the bottom screen of the video. I saw that I was in some profits. So what I usually do is that I set 2 alerts, one above the stop loss and then one after the take profit, to have an idea of what's going on if I'm not in front of the screen. I just went to eat, so I wasn't too far from my screen, and then I just came back after eating, and I saw that I was in some profits, and then I started doing the screen recording again. So this is what you see here. And finally, I'm putting the settings so we can see all of the executions of the day. So at the end of the day, I had a loss of around 980 and then a winning trade of 3000 something. So it was around 2250. So you can see here the first losing trade and then the second winning trade. And that was NFP.